utilize that tie rod, I'm going to have to go with new tie rod ends. And in order to use those new modern tie rod ends, I'm going to have to cut the balls off the steering brackets that are on both wheels and press out the balls, because the new tie rod ends are the type, they're like a ball joint. They need a hole through the brackets in order to bolt up. And welcome back to my shop. Today we're going to get back on this 49 GMC. If you've watched any of my previous vlogs regarding this GMC, you'll know that I've been working on the front end. I had a serious wobble problem with it going down the road, and ended up that the kingpins were shot. Actually, it was the bushings that were shot, and the spindles where the bushings installed were worn a little bit. So I had to do some repair and got a new kit and put it in there. Once I traded for this thing, I knew I had a problem with the tie rod. It was bent. So I bent it back as straight as I could get, and I've reinforced it some. But it's not holding true. Once these things bend, they're shot, they're toast. You just need to replace them. So I ordered and got a brand new tie rod. Come to find out, that new tie rod will not work with the old existing ends that's original to the truck. So I had to order and get a new set of modern tie rod ends to work with that new modern tie rod. In order to get that bolted up, I'm going to have to do some work to the steering brackets that bolt to the back of the hubs. So anyway, that's a lot to say, isn't it? So stay tuned and let's get busy. Alright, let's check out these ends. I think I'll just open up one pack first. See what we get. Alright. Loose. See if he threads on there. Okay, he reverse threads. And I hope, I'm not sure what side goes to what. Goes on that side. Alright. It goes on this side. Right, good. He's threading on. This one reverse threads. Let's see. I don't see any numbering on the package though. And it does, yes. So far, so good. Yeah, I did a measurement on the original one when I had it out. But it was end to end. What I'm going to end up having to do is measure the hole to hole, I think. So anyway, let me get my measuring tape. got it wrote down here, 47 5/8 of an inch end to end. We'll lay this out. 47 5/8 end to end. And woo, this goes way. We got a lot of threading to do. Of course, what I'll have to do is when I go to do this, I got to pull the old tie rod off. I'm going to have to press out those two balls that's in the brackets, the steering brackets, and I don't have a press nor a big enough drill bit to drill out where it's mushroomed out. So I may have to, like I have said earlier, I may have to utilize a machine shop. But we'll see. The main thing is, I believe this will work, so I will go ahead and start the process of getting this installed. But anyway, once again, backing it up. I just had to test it though. I had to ride it, so I could have left it up on the jack stands for all this time, but I wanted to drive it. So I am complaining. I always say, it won't do me no good to complain, so I guess I won't. Maybe I won't fall asleep here. Now let's get this thing jacked up. One of these days, I'm gonna get me a lift. Unless it says I don't get a workout. Alright, I didn't bore you with taking the wheels off, but we're going to take the calipers off, and I may go ahead and take the spindles off. I'm going to see how I can work around, but more than likely I'll have to. Kind of like deja vu, isn't it? It went all the way down. I'll get it here shortly. Man, oh man. Some come out easy, some don't. Okay, here's the right side ball that needs to come out. You can see there's a shoulder right there, all right? And then you can see here where it's been peened. See if we get closer. See, it's been peened to flatten it out so it won't come out. What I've seen someone on YouTube do was he said he cut it off here, the ball off right here, flush to the arm, then he pressed it that way. Now, I don't know. It almost, if I had a bit big enough, see, it's already got a starting hole there anyway. I don't know what that was for, maybe to set it perhaps. Maybe the machine that that mushroomed it out did that indentation, but that's perfectly center. So if you had the right size bit, you could drill in so far to get to the, you know, to really just cut out all that mushrooming out, and then it would just easily press out that way. I don't know. I'm going to study it some more, but I'm still leaning towards a machine shop. And I've run into another situation with this dadgum tie rod. I'm going to have to measure it to make sure it's the size they say. But if I align where this inside cup here aligns with this arm, okay, that's pretty close to it, all right. At this end, it looks like it would work, all right, right there, it's the shoulder. But the problem is, if they won't go in any further, neither side. So if the distance between the two ends has to shorten, it won't do it because the rod is bottoming out here at the very end of the threads. So I don't know. I'm still contemplating that too. I put it in a vise trying to tighten it. You can see where it just slid. I mean, I just got so far and it was just turning the rod. It wouldn't go any further. Then that's when I discovered it was bottoming out inside. So it's going to be close. I may have this original tie rod with too much toe in, and if that's the case, that means these ends will have to come in, and well, I don't know if they will. So anyway, more things to study. All right, I used my grinder, and I was able to grind off the ball. All right, so there's the mushroom end still, but I cannot punch it out, so I'm still going to have to try to figure a way to get that out. The instructions I've seen said to have it pressed, and I don't have a press. So I'm going to think about it a little bit more, but it looks like I might have to still utilize a machine shop. But to save costs, I'm going to cut that ball off too. All right, I got a little bit into the shoulder, but not that much. You can see there he is. You can see the indent of him. Looks like I can grind it a little bit more, which is what I'll do. All right. They could possibly be ground just a hair more. All right. We can make it out. Alright, I guess I'm going to have to find a machine shop. I tried to use the vise. I couldn't use that. I tried to use the hammer. Didn't budge. Needs a press. Alright. Alright, and we're back. After going to 2 machine shops, I finally found one that would press these out for me. The first one I went to, this is the same one I've used before, last time probably a year ago. And well, they refused to do it now. They said they don't want to do anything related to automotive. and they wouldn't even consider pressing these out to me. So I went to another one, looked it up, close by. I went to him, and he knocked it out for me in 5 minutes. Shout out to Newcomb Machine and Welding Company on Tennessee Avenue in Knoxville, Tennessee. Now, they are not an automotive machine shop. They don't do boring or any kind of head work or anything. They are an industrial machine shop. But they did me a good by popping this out for me. And looking at the machinery they have, they could pretty much do anything they need to. So anyway, shout out to Newcomb. All right, so here's what they look like with the ends popped out. It would be good if you're going to do this and you don't have a press, you go ahead and find someone that'll press it out. Set it up in advance if you can, because like I said, that first machine shop didn't want to entertain it at all. All right, now I do not think the hole's tapered, nor is this tie rod end tapered. But when I put it in, either way, it goes up to the shoulder, which is good. Right there, flip it over, goes the same distance. All right, so it doesn't matter, and there's very little play, so it's going to really rely on the tightness of the castle nut to snug that up there real good. All right, you know, some of them are tapered, but this one doesn't appear to be. Anyway, so plan of attack is we're gonna throw them brackets back on. I've got these ends turned down about a couple turns, and hopefully I'm not going to run into a problem with this, or a situation with this rod being too long. We shall see. All right, I had to pause my jam so we could do some recording. All right. I don't know what it is about that hole. It's not going to come out. One of these is fine thread, the other one's coarse thread. Fine thread right there. These are nylox. Okay. Feels like it's backwards. Okay. Everybody's wearing me out. All right, we're gonna put the grease to this bad boy. I'm a firm believer in grease, especially when it's a total loss type system. All right. Like I say, I thought about upgrading this too, this drag link, but I didn't feel like pulling the pitman arm off and doing all that other stuff, so maybe another day. All right. Sometimes you just gotta lay down on the job. I believe the manual says to tighten it up, then back it up. Take it as tight as you can get it, where it starts compressing the spring. Then back it. Not getting where it's going to be. It was really turned in, if I remember right. So if you look on the parts breakdown, let me come back some. All right, take it back. That's as tight as he's gonna get, so we're taking back to that hole right there. All right. If you look on the parts breakdown, you've got the plug here, the threaded plug. You've got the cup. You've got another cup that goes on the other side. You got a spring. Then you've got a stopper that holds the spring, and that is the spring gives you some give on bumps and everything, but you want to tighten it up to where it starts compressing the spring, which is almost stopping it. Then you back it off to the nearest hole, kind of like you do a wheel bearing. And there we go. And we put the grease to this bad boy. So we'll see. Need to get a cotter key. Boy, it's a good thing I bought a batch of cotter keys. See if that's too big. Yeah. It's not too big. Yeah. We'll put it this way in case we ever got to adjust it or take it out. I can unbend it easier. See that play, that little bit of plays in the gearbox, steering gearbox, but it's nowhere near what it was. All right. Now, let's get that spindle back on there. A little bit of grease here, a little bit of grease there. All right. Y'all ever watch Justin Wilson, the Cooking Cajun? Oh, this was back in the, I want to think back in the 80s. I think he's been gone a while now. When he'd add his ingredients to his fine dishes, he'd have put a little bit of here, a little dash there, a little drink of wine, a little bit here, a little bit of there, another little drink of wine. He used the same kind of wine he drank that he cooked with. he was a good. I always wanted to try one of his meals. It was pretty good. Anyway, back to what we're doing. I guess I ought to put that tire right on, but I can put him on with this. Well, look at that. I've had him off and on so many times now I can screw it by hand. It's pretty much like deja vu, I guess. What you want to do, while you're spinning it, tighten it down till you feel it drag. Then spin it some more, back it off and do it again. Shake it a little bit. What you want to do is get them bearings seated flush or plumb inside that hub. Spin it again, do it till it tightens up. You can feel the wheel stop turning friction wise. Then back it off till you can line up your cotter pin hole. And you ought to be good to go. All right. There we go. All right. The top bend will keep it in. You want to cut the bottom off so you can get your cap on. All right. All right. Let's get the caliper on. All right, I'm gonna put it where it goes up. All right, and I want the zerk face in the back. All right, let me see which way is that hole. That way, okay. Alright, he's starting to tighten up. Trying to find that hole. Almost. Just a hair more. Okay. All right, that looks Okay. Good and tight. All right, we have to put a cotter key in it, but let's go to the other side. Well, I wanted that Zerk. Well, just no way. Okay. Have to get through. Tight. That way, sometimes you gotta wonder. There. All right. And he went down further than the other side. Okay. Bring him through this way. Well, all right. Just when I thought I was about ready to do a little test run, I slept on it, and well, I've made a change to how I bolted it up. And I'm also not happy with just looking at the toe in on it right now. I really think that tie rod's too long. I'll show you. All right, and looking at the tie rod the way it was, I thought, boy, it's hanging down lower than the dadgum straight axle. I don't know what made me bolt it on the underside. So I moved it around and put it up top, and I think that'll work out a lot better. I tested the spring deflection, and it won't get into the drag link nor the spring, so I think that's the way I'm going to leave it like that. Now, right now I've got the steering wheel centered, and it's probably going to be too hard to really determine from the video, but the wheel's supposed to be straight, all right, and it looks like it's towed in at that particular point. Like I say, you can't really tell. Now we go over to the right side. And I don't know if you can tell there, but it's really towed in. I mean, I believe the rod is just too long. And right now what I'm doing, well, I'll tell you. All right, I really think the rod's too long by about an inch. I'm thinking if I could take a ½ inch off either side, that should give me still plenty of thread for adjustment, and it will also allow me to bring the back of them wheels in so we can get that toe end adjusted. See, I'm going to take this to a front end shop. I'm going to do my hillbilly front end alignment, but I'm going to take it to a front end shop to get them to set that toe end to spec. I want it just right because I don't want to go through another set of tires. So anyway, it looks like we're going to stretch this to a part 2. I'm sorry. With the time frame, you try to get everything in, and well, it's running over. What would be, it's not that there's YouTube makes me stop it. It's just like after so much amount of time, people lose interest. So you just got to make it short and sweet, I guess, is the key sometimes. So anyway. So what we're going to do, I'm trying to determine if I'm going to contact the aftermarket provider I got it from to see, get them to measure what they've got. I think I'm going to do that anyway and compare, because I've measured this, and their literature says this should be, I believe it's, is it 34 or 43? Well, I hate to say, I'll just print it up here somewhere. But it's about only an 1/8 inch longer, I'm sorry, a 1/4 inch longer than what is advertised. And I think it's got to be more than, it's over a 1/4 inch too long, I think. So anyway. So I'll give them a call, talk to them, see what they think. It's just that, just looking at it without even putting the tires on, I can tell that toe end's just too much. And so anyway, we're going to go ahead and stick a fork in it. Oh, all this sweat and staining, that's not from working on this today. I'm just doing thoughts. Today is garden day, and I've been out there weeding. Isn't it amazing how weeds can grow so much faster than cucumbers, tomatoes, zucchinis, and corn? Isn't that amazing? But anyway, if you don't take care of them weeds, they'll overrun it too. Well, anyway, again, boy, I say anyway a lot, don't I? So, hope you and yours are having a good one. We're doing good here. Can't complain. Got a lot to complain about, but I won't do it. We'll just fix it. That's the thing I like to do. And hope to see you around on the next one, which there will be a part 2. See ya.